Hello and welcome to the next Stormworks Experimental update video. And we will take a look at the new Advanced Rotors. We just learned about the Advanced Rotors being planned in the recent development Q&A. If you have missed that, I made an entire video where you get all infos and details in less than 5 minutes. Link is in the description. And now with the next experimental update, they are already in the game. They come in all the sizes we already know, but there's more to it. I will give you an overview in just a minute. On a side note, the AI helicopters are still suicidal and crash into anything. So let's have a look at them. As we can see, they come in 5 sizes. The large, light, which is currently missing some parts of the props, but I'm sure that will be fixed soon. Then we have the large prop, small, and the small rotor for the helicopters. The first thing we will notice, they have no big base anymore, so they fit in more tighter spaces and you can reserve more space for microcontrollers or even a tilt mechanism that tilts the entire rotor. Also, the hitbox has changed. In the old rotors, this all was one red field where we couldn't build anything in between. I mean, you shouldn't build between the rotor blades, but now you can. So that could come in handy if you go for some special designs. Also, we now have 2 power inputs or outputs. One on the bottom and one on the top. That applies to all the other rotors as well. This way we can simply stack them and have coaxial designs. Another new cool feature is when you select the helicopter, you now have a blade length slider. So you can actually make the blades a little bit longer or even shorter. That helps with helicopter designs where the current rotors don't really fit, but there are still some cases where another rotor would be required. So I hope at some point they add like a medium rotor for helicopters. Everything else is like usual. You can select the blade pitch, positive or neutral, and the blade count. These new rotors now produce torque, so they rotate in one direction, which makes the helicopter below rotate in the other direction. And I hope at some point we can get auto rotation in the game implemented, so helicopters that lose their engine don't fall out of the sky like a rock. If you're not familiar with auto rotation, so if a helicopter loses its engine, then the rotor stops spinning. But not really, because gravity is dragging the helicopter down, which pushes air through the blades and makes the entire rotor rotate. That way we are not falling as fast, but gliding in a way. Now I will show you on an example of a helicopter I'm working on right now on how to set these new rotors up. First we need to get rid of the old one. And let's remove that for now as well so we can see better. Place it as usual, just on top. Maybe adjust the blade length a little bit. Set it to neutral. And now, as usual, we need to connect the logic. This helicopter is using the default gyro, so you can recreate that easily. So I spawned the helicopter in, started the engines, but because of the new torque forces, the helicopter now wants to rotate to the right. We have to counter that. To do that, we use the in-game trim feature. So you hold Alt, so you see that window, and you use, in my case, it's arrows left and right for the yaw. We want to trim the yaw a little bit to the left. So now let's increase the collective. Oh, maybe put auto hover on. Yes, it's still going a little bit to the right, so we need to trim that out. Of course, you could do a microcontroller that automatically trims that for you. And if you guys want to see that, I can do a tutorial. Just let me know in the comments. But yeah, now the helicopter flies as usual. Now I want to show you how to set up a coaxial. So we grab another rotor with the same size, but now we press U. So the rotor does rotate in the other direction, because we want to counter the rotation of the bottom rotor. Place it. And the power's already hooked up, because power goes in here, out here, in that. Now we need to connect the pitch to gyro pitch. Then collective to gyro up and down. But since roll is now inverted on the upper one, we need to grab a numerical inverter. Which is this little block. Let's put it just somewhere. It doesn't matter right now, it's just for example. Then we grab the roll from the gyro. Where is it? Is it here? Roll. That goes in the inverter, and the inverter goes into the roll on the upper rotor. Also, let's not forget to set the pitch to neutral and scale the size up to the same size as the other one. Now we are spawned in. I started the engines, but this time with only half the RPS. With one rotor I need 8 RPS. But since we have two blades now, two rotors now, we have that, because we have double the lift. Also make sure, if you still have trim in here, you hold Alt and both trim keys, your trim keys, to zero it out. I will show you. So there's the trim. Now I hold my left and right arrow key together, and that zeroes it out. And as you can see, the rotation of the top and bottom rotor cancel each other out. There is no rotation movement anymore. And that's already it. If you want to see a tutorial or have any questions left, put them in the comments. I will answer them as good as I can. Also, if you want to see more, please consider giving a like, subscribe and ring the bell. And tell your friends. We also got an incredible, great Discord community if you want to join that. The link is in the description. I'm also regularly streaming on Twitch, Stormworks content and other games. So if you don't want to miss out on them, head over to Twitch and follow. Until then, keep the ball afloat. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.